The kids haven't been told yet, but in the seminar we're going to have a new rite of passage portion of the seminar that will include pugilism and it's not going to be mandatory for everybody, but for those that want to. As I've said before, the martial arts are that I believe the best for QLA is boxing and not pulling punches, getting shit kicked out of you, as I have a few times. So we're going to have this added to the seminar, and we'll see how the kids hold up. I already know in my heart of hearts what is going to happen, but we'll see. I hope I'm proving wrong. Thanks, kids. We'll talk to you later. You know I don't like good morning. And why don't I like it? Because in the military, good morning, Sergeant. What's the fuck good about it? Peña, you sorry cunt. You're the sorriest excuse for in this man's army. And then what do you say? I can just imagine what you fucking worms would say as your little dick shrivels up in your fucking cavity. And then they're hitting you. The DIs, when I went, carried a thing like this, and they hit you with it. In the 90s, that's what I did in the seminar if you fell asleep. On you. So then you say, do you like my wife, Peña? This is the drill sergeant. You got no right answer. You don't like my wife, Peña? You don't want to fuck my wife? Isn't my wife good looking enough? You can't answer it right. And just imagine, I mean, you're all cunts anyway, it doesn't matter. Guys used to piss down their leg. Shit themselves. So that's when they used to shit themselves and piss down their leg in the seminar. I didn't stop. Why would I? This is the world that the guys that you're going to compete with came out of, the old guys. They would eat you, they would rip your head off and shit down your neck. And as my old drill sergeant would say, it's difficulty because he was an illiterate fucking from bumfuck Tennessee. When you rip the man's head off, it's hard to keep his shoulders between your knees and shit down his neck. Now just think of that. But that's in terms of how they think. So how are you going to react? What are you going to do? You're going to piss yourself. That's why, and I'm not as hard. As Bruce the Whipple would say, I am edging towards the snowflake end of the continuum in this seminar. One of the great billionaire guys that you know his name 30 years ago said, Dan, if you had been in our business, IT, you would have been the first trillionaire on the planet. I grew 55 million%, you sorry cunts. 67,000% a year for 9.5 years till they threw me out. Now let's talk about, I just filmed a little short episode. Only 3 of you have asked me about the boxing ring. 3. Has anybody not seen the boxing ring? Why do you think only 3 have asked me? You don't want to know. There's going to be a new rite of passage in the seminar. That's all I'll say for now. A new rite of passage. And I just filmed. I said, I already know what the outcome's going to be. We don't even have to do it. I know what the outcome's going to be. I'd stake my life on it. Originally, we were going to have the World Federation, you know, when 40 guys get in the ring and we have one man standing. And I was going to get in the ring with you. And I know who's the only guy out of the 24 that's going to be still standing. There is no doubt in my military or fucking civilian mind. And he's standing right now in the room. And it ain't him. But my lawyers tell me, if I hurt any of you on YouTube, I got a problem. And I would hurt some of you. There's no fucking question about it. So we're not going to have the last man standing. 24 of us get in the ring and see who's left. Much to my chagrin, I might add. Now, speaking of last man standing, you saw Steve Jobs last night. In a word, how would you describe Mr. Jobs?
Asshole.
Ruthless. Okay, ruthless. Asshole. Let's use. Is asshole 2 words or 1 word?
One word.
Okay, 2 words. Okay. Well, and I knew him back in the 80s in the day, and he was not physically rough, but he was brutal. And what did he do when they were going public? And he goes by the table, and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're dividing up the shares for the public offering." And he looks on the list, and what does he say? They don't need shares. They had been with him 7, 8 years. And that's what's going to happen to you if you don't follow my instructions. Because you bring the least amount of value to your deal. Josh brings value now because he's done deals and they believe that he can finance. And that's why the chairman and then the CFO, as Tom said yesterday, are the most important. What else about Steve?
Precise. Perfectionist.
Uncompromising. Gonna be always focused on these goals.
And as I said, don't confuse me with the fucking facts. He didn't give a fuck about the facts. I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt. Does this all ring a bell? All these guys are fucking ruthless. On a scale from 1 to 100, and Steve's not even the most ruthless. Let's say he's an 80, 75, 80. Where are you? You're not even on the fucking chart. You're not even on the chart. What else about Steve?
Moody.
He's a visionary. He got what he wanted. Zero empathy.
He seems to have control over whoever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't he done.
Now, there's success leaves clues. I mean, and he's not the only one. He's not dissimilar to Ray Kroc in the first movie we saw on the first night about the founder. The next movie about Steve Jobs, I'm told, that's coming out in the next year or year and a half, is going to be a no-holds-bar. Katie bar the door, as they used to say. The real, raw fucking truth. It's like the Kennedy movie, Kapachetic, or Ted Kennedy when he killed that girl when they went off the bridge, from 40 years ago. The Kennedys fought that movie, did not allow it to come out for fucking years, decades. Well, unless you're a powerful family like the Kennedys or the Clintons or the Bushes or the Rockefellers, eventually somebody can make the movie. And I hear that that's what's going to happen for the next Jobs movie. The next Jobs is going to be a real... And you never get 100% accurate. There's 3 sides to a story. There's your side, my side, and then the truth someplace in between. What else about Steve?
Despotic.
Pardon?
Despotic.
Despotic.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the thing that always struck me the most interesting about him was, regardless of how ruthless, brutal, tyrannical he was, everyone still admired him.
Correct. Yeah, I know that feeling. And the older you get, 50 years after I'm gone, and I will have beat Mother Teresa to sainthood by 25 years early. It'll be interesting to see what they say about me. Now, Andrew Carnegie, who was a ruthless little shit, and he was really literally little shit. In this part of the world, he is a fucking saint. The Pope's not more popular than he is. Money talks and bullshit walks. I mean, he did a lot of good with his money, and I admire that. But the old man Rockefeller, arguably the first real billionaire, the original Rockefeller, was just he was a Bible thumper. He was a little shit too. Ruthless little shit. The original Mr. Ford was a ruthless. He wasn't such a little shit, but there's a clue here. You know? Ruthless. Well, a lot of them are little. They've got these Napoleon complexes, and they weren't six-pack. None of that shit. You name me. Probably some billionaires I don't know about. You name me 5% body fat, six-pack, pill-popping fucking billionaire. I'm sure there's one I don't know about. But the predominance of them, you tell me. They don't have time for that shit. You tell me one Iron Man billionaire. One. Come on, YouTubers, you fucking cunt vaginas. Email me one fucking billionaire Iron Man. There aren't any. I may eat my words here. So why do you? Because you're pretending, you're procrastinating, and it sounds good. Well, I ran 10 miles this morning, and I did this. I was there. Sunday morning, I used to go out and run 20 miles. I used to run from my house in Palos Verdes to Disneyland and back. That's 40 fucking miles on a Sunday. I could have been doing fucking deal, but I had a 2.8 acre estate overlooking the ocean, a helipad. I see the whales swim by. I had matching Rolls Royces, matching Mercedes. In those days, 3 planes. Well, fuck, I can go out and run 40 miles. I was wrong. But it's funny what you can jerk yourself off to believe. Kids in the best schools. Oh, Lord. And that's why I'm telling you what the Lord knows. I know what you're going to go through. I've already told Commander Tom, I know exactly the mistakes he's going to make. And I know for sure the mistakes you're going to make. And I already know the mistakes that the YouTube cunts are making are not pulling the trigger. See, for the next year, I can more or less force you to pull the trigger. I don't have that leverage. And why do I not give... Everybody thought when I built this pavilion, we could hold 400 in this kind of method. Schoolroom or whatever this is called. 400 in that big room. Why don't I do that? Why did I stop giving seminars around the world in 1999? Because as good as the results were, and we had a lot of billionaires out of that, as good as the results were, I couldn't keep you accountable. I can't keep hundreds of people, thousands of people accountable. As smart as I am. And so that's why I haven't given a seminar. I've given talks this century other than here in the castle. Because I can keep you fucking weenies accountable. And that's why we have 40, 50, 60% dropout, because you've never been held accountable and you don't want to be held accountable. We were going to put a bell here, like a seal bell. When you quit, you ring the bell. But out of my respect for SEALs, we didn't do that. We're going to have a bell. And we were going to send you a link, a bell, so you can do, on a video. when you ring the bell when you quit. Instead of sending me emails that you quit, because normally you don't send me the email that you quit. You send Thelma. You're not even man enough to send me the fucking email. You send Thelma. And some of the resignations are War and fucking Peace. I don't even read them. I may do the electronic bell. I don't think that's insulting to the SEALs. But we're going to have a bell. We've had people quit the first night. Just ring the bell. And then blow your fucking, metaphorically speaking. Most of the people on this is what you should do, metaphorically speaking. You should have rolled down the inside of your fucking fat mother's thigh, you stupid cunts. Don't you realize that? And everybody doesn't deserve to be alive. Who the fuck said that? And you know what the snowflakes say? They say, Mr. Peña, every snowflake ever created is different, which is true, of the trillions and gazillions of snowflakes, right? And so we're all different people, and this with his fucking earrings and the shit. As opposed to snowflakes melt under pressure. You don't deserve to live. And if you really believe that we're going to run out of food, which is a load of shite, and you're worried, kill yourself, metaphorically speaking. If half the world killed themselves, we wouldn't have a food shortage. We'd be cured overnight. Every day I get stronger. Every day in the seminar you get weaker. Why do you think that is? Because I love what I do and you hate what you do. There's a slide coming up tomorrow. Gallup poll in 2016, 87.something% of the people on the world hate their lives. 87% hate their lives. I'd like to find the 13%. I haven't found too many of those, but they say they're around. Your parents, for the most part, are living quiet lives of desperation. You would fill out the section about personal regrets and your parents' regrets differently now than how you lied to me. And I tell you all this because I don't want you to fail. And we're going to hear a tape from 2001 from Bruce the Whipple to Rush the Limbaugh later on today. Which is, and he's up there. Which is pretty fucking insightful. And when he wrote, let's see, he's 65 now, 2001, he would have been 50-ish, early 50s? No, late 40s, I guess. No, early 50s. Early 50s. And he knows QLA as well as anybody on the planet after me. And I'm not passing the baton, as they say, or baton off to him or anybody else. It's just going to all close down. And it's going to be like, when they find a civilization 4,000 or 5,000 years, and then cobwebs and everything's falling off the walls. That's what this room's we're not going to touch this after I go. It's just going to fall off the walls, and the ceiling's going to cave in, and that's why I put so much shit on YouTube. Go fuck yourself, YouTubers, you losers!